Last time on G&T Sailing, we had a beautiful and active start to the second leg of the Baja Ha-Ha, and we chased engine issues throughout the night. In this episode, we sail the last 210 nautical miles of the rally from Bahía Santa Maria to the very active port of Cabo San Lucas. Welcome to G&T Sailing. If you're new here, I'm Gretchen, and this is Tim. We've spent the last 2 years refitting Felicita, our Catalina 42, and have finally launched our sailing dream. We don't care where we go, we just care that we go, and we're glad you're coming along for the ride. So Tim, how are you doing this morning at the beginning of leg 3?
Fantastic. Some awesome sailing today, starting at 02:30. Just had a wonderful breakfast and a visit to the head. It's always a good thing.
Oh, that's why you're looking so relaxed.
Exactly. My eyes are green again.
And this is what we've subjected our crew to. Make that public service announcement again.
At my age, those trips to the head in the morning are awesome.
They make or break the day.
They make or break the day, right?
You've heard that here. Little wisdom from Tim.
Morning wisdom.
Michelle has ordered dolphin sightings today. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to fish.
Wahoo lure out.
We've got some room in the... Oh! Fish on!
You got to tighten up the drag.
Let's roll in the head sail.
This is it.
After a big fight, that darn fish ended up breaking the line and taking off with our lure. It looks like we need to buy some higher test line.
We're trying to fuse this hydrovane control line together better. I've done this 3 times and it's never held. So we're gonna burn it and sew it together. Ooh, there we go. It's starting to really melt.
Our last night on Passage Captain's Hour. Cheers! Cheers! To a successful passage. Not quite done, but I'm confident. What's the report from the helm?
We're in the mix. Right.
We were surrounded by boats throughout the early evening and opted to head inshore to find wind. Here we're in a crossing situation and we're able to heat things up and squeak by. It's our last morning of passage. We are about 25 nautical miles from our waypoint, which is the finish line for Lake 3, and then it's probably about 10 more miles up into the anchorage in Cabo San Lucas. We've been sailing all night. It's been very swelly. We put the staysail up for the first time on this trip last night, which was fun. And we are still chasing engine issues. But the sun's coming up and it's a beautiful morning. Here, Michelle and Tim are digging for a spare impeller and getting ready to effect repairs. Meanwhile, Mike and I kept the boat going. What happened with our engine?
I think it was self-imposed. The very first time we had a problem, you know, we took everything apart that we knew. I did, not we. Took the impeller out, and I'm pretty sure I put the impeller in backwards. And we've been having, you know, the strainer, water is not flowing. And then, you know, we narrow it down to that to look at the impeller, and we finally burned it up because it's just not spinning. So we took it apart. It came out in pieces. We got all the pieces out. A couple fell down in the hose. But I took the hose out and I drained everything out, going up to the heat exchanger. And we counted all the pieces. We're pretty sure we're 95, 98%. Just little teeny pieces are missing. But they're probably in the builds because when I jammed that hose, a bunch of stuff fell down in there and I tried to dig it out as best I could. But anyway, we put a new impeller in and we put it in the right way. And fires right up. And it gurgles. So now we need to keep an eye. I don't think we're going to have an airlock anymore. I don't know, but obviously we got to keep an eye on that jar.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Last morning on
Adventure on the
passage.
high seas.
Well, I say kudos to Tim and Michelle for
This guy that's still
sticking with it. Cabo to port.
almost there. 3 miles to the finish line.
Tim just had a shower, so he looks very presentable for the agent.
Yep.
If we had smell-o-vision, you'd see just how wonderful he smells.
You'd smell how wonderful it is.
It's true. Smell-o-vision is smelling.
Use the right verbs.
What are the 5 senses? Is exhaustion one of the 5 senses?
Yeah, so yeah, I've been up a long time.
You have been.
It was an interesting leg.
Very interesting.
So we get to go to the customs office.
You do.
Customs agent's office.
Yep.
That's where I'm headed.
Hand off the passports. I'm
Grab a taco and a beer, and then I'll come back to the boat. Maybe.
I'm gonna stand by on the boat and get ready to send documents if there's a shit we don't have.
Oh, really? Is that a possibility?
I don't think so, but you know how bureaucracy goes.
You organized
Never
everything
smoothly.
perfectly so far, without a hitch. It's great to have a project manager on board.
Thanks, honey. We are so close to rounding the Cape at Cabo. And it looks like the cruise ship is coming in.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with a splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over? We can
First dip in the Mexican Pacific.
Off the back of our boat.
Off the back of our boat.
Do you want to put the ladder down?
Oh, Mrs.
I'll do it.
Practicality all the time.
How about I do
thinking
it?
of things that we need to do. All I'm thinking about is jumping in that water.
How about if I put
You're
the
already
ladder
thinking about climbing back on the boat.
Always 7 steps ahead, honey. How about I put it down?
I never did like chess. It's kind of a cerebral game. More of a checkers guy.
Okay, say it again.
Viva Mexico!
Oh, better.
Oh my God, it's like a bath. It's a little salty. Wasn't expecting so much salt.
Mike and Michelle headed to a hotel and we got cleaned up and went to shore to celebrate our last landfall with the Baja Ha-Ha fleet. The next day we headed back to shore to take care of some business before leaving Cabo for good.
Now what?
So we are sitting here in a bar, killing time, watching the Michigan game, because we've come to shore today to get our final paperwork, drop off our laundry, do a little bit of provisioning, and then we were gonna go back to the boat to do some organizing. I was gonna do some work, but we can't do that because the Mexican authorities are boarding Baja Ha-Ha rally boats and shaking them down, going through lazarettes and holding areas, looking for boat parts that are still in the box, and then taxing the boats on any spare parts that are still in boxes. So we are avoiding going onto the boat because they're only boarding boats that have people on the boats. So we're stuck here, sitting in bars, waiting till later in the day before they go home. It is an unhappy situation. It's a real freaking drag. I feel frustrated.
Gretchen's got the Cabo blues. Cabo got her down. It's Mexico, baby. You gotta roll with the flow. Tranquilo. Drink some cerveza. Tell everybody no gracias. We don't want any of your trinkets. We just want the cerveza. and some ceviche.
Here's our provisions. This is all we have to buy to get to La Paz because we still have quite a bit left. And how do you feel about this situation?
Well, it's a little ridiculous, of course, but the upside is we got to kill time, so why not kill it drinking beer and watching Michigan football? No gracias. And telling all the boardwalk hawkers that we don't want their bracelets and their cigars and their weed and all the stuff they're trying to hawk. Just want to watch the football game.
And then that night was the last rally event, which was the awards ceremony. Every boat and crew got recognized, and then we said a fond farewell to our great crew, Mike and Michelle. Why wouldn't you want to stay in Cabo? Well, let's look. Reason number 1, cruise ship number 1. Reason number 2, party boat with their pump and bass right beside our boat. And second cruise ship. Bye, Cabo. Join us next time as we head around the Cape to La Paz. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you catch all the episodes of our first season cruising in Mexico. And head over to Instagram for real-time updates. Check out our tracker and more details about our cruising life at gntsailing.com. We'll catch you next time.
Mexico is Sexico!